And now the show nobody asked for, Tony Parlay TV.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Tony Parlay TV. We are talking the Super Bowl. I am Tony Parlay, of course. Joining me is my co-host, Chris Billings. How are you doing today, Chris?
Good. Not high at all.
Well, speaking of being high, we'll get straight into the Super Bowl talk, and I will tell you, everybody is high on Joe Burrow. Is there a possibility that his stock could get any higher than it is right now? Like
Credit on the segue, first off. Like that's good. Man, that dude's awesome. I was talking to like one of my Miami Dolphin friends, and we were talking about who our picks were for the Super Bowl. Not to like spoil mine, but he was basically just like, "Oh, fuck Joe Burrow," and I was like, "You're just jealous. Like that's just jealousy seething through right now. Like you guys didn't get Joe Burrow because that dude is amazing. Like honestly, like I thought the peak for him was that national championship. Like I thought it was almost going to be kind of a Tebow situation of like, you don't like that's the pinnacle right there. Like you don't get any cooler than that, man. Like LSU, smoking the stove on the leather couch in the locker room after the game. Like that's career peak type shit. And nope. Like that guy, like the book is open, as they would say for him.
All right, since you're gonna go there, let's go back into the Wayback Machine. I want to take you on a throwback. I recently got a new phone, sometimes so it was a little bit harder, but I did look through some old texts, some old messages. Me and you made money betting with Joe Burrow against the University of Texas that year against LSU. That was like the first time that me and you both made money on Joe Burrow, is we would because of our Texas is back recurring theme with our friendship, always messaging each other random times throughout the week, throughout the year. We'll send a message to one another. Yo, is Texas back? Texas is never back. And Joe Burrow and LSU beat them and upset them. They were underdogs at the time when that happened.
It's true. So side note, me and Tony moved to Austin, Texas, like peak Texas football, like going to national championship against Alabama, and Colt McCoy not being able to go in that game. And yeah, like it was all downhill from there. It was all downhill. Like they basically got mad when we all told them, we're like, Alabama's gonna kick your ass, and look where you're at now. So random aside there, that's awesome to see that you remember that.
Yes.
As for reasons I described earlier in this episode, I can't remember things like that. So like Joe Burrow though, like dude's awesome. Like I have continually shit on the Bengals offensive line all season long, and that guy has just defied the odds. I told you, I think in a text message, that like the only quarterback I've seen overcome such a shitty offensive line is Peyton Manning. Like that's it. Like Tom Brady, when he's had bad offensive line, like he gets pummeled and doesn't look as good. And Peyton, just because of his pre-snap adjustments, so always was able to overcome that. But just Joe Burrow's he's a gunslinger, man. True sense of the word.
All right, I'm doing this. I'm drinking before this take comes out.
Okay. Cheers.
Is Joe Burrow the next Tom Brady?
I don't know about that, man.
All right, hear me out. Tom Brady is retiring. That guy is gone.
We think.
Well, there has to be someone to fill that void. And this, like, I like looked at this. There's been like analysis by paralysis on this Super Bowl. This Bengals Rams game reminds me the most of Tom Brady's first Super Bowl with the Patriots against the Rams. And it's like that Rams team is so fucking stacked and stocked on both sides of the line, all the weapons. I'm just like, there's no fucking way this Bengals team can beat them. Like if they play like 10 times, maybe the Bengals win 2 times. Like they're so stacked, man.
But I think there's something to be said about that. Like all pressure, excuse me, it's on the Rams. Like they've basically put all poker chips to the middle with their signings over the past year and a half or so, that like it's Super Bowl or bust, baby. So like all the pressure is on them, and we've seen teams that are overwhelmingly the favorite that come out and just like the pressure gets to them, they just kind of collapse underneath it. Bengals are playing with house money. Like they should have never made it this far. To them, their season's already been wildly successful, and I think that sometimes like that psychological contrast there really does screw teams. And I think that's kind of what happened to the greatest show on turf.
So, like, the Bengals aren't a big underdog. When's the last time you can remember, like, a big favorite like this blowing it? How many years ago?
Broncos, that was one for
That was like
certain.
that was almost 10 years. That was 8 years ago. 9 years ago.
We've seen the Patriots do it a couple times.
I guess that's true. They when they blew it against the Eagles.
I mean, honestly, wouldn't you say like the next time the Broncos went to the Super Bowl, Panthers were the favorite, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Like there's been instances of it where just all pressure is on one side, and they don't rise to the occasion. Like basically, like think about it. You just have 2 weeks to think about this game over and over and over, and that can screw with some people. Whereas, like I said, the Bengals, they're just like, hell yeah, man. We made it this far. This is fucking awesome. Like, we're the team of the future. And like, they're just young and dumb.
The Rams, they're at home. They got the quarterback upgrade. They have to win the Super Bowl, though, right? Like, just making it here is not enough because
And that's what everybody thinks, though. That's what everybody thinks. And they have to come out and perform to those expectations. Like even like I don't care if you have Odell Beckham Jr. and Von Miller and Matt Stafford and Aaron Donald and star after star Cooper Kupp and all this. Like at the end of the day, you have to go and rise to those expectations, and sometimes that's difficult. And I like Matt Stafford. I like him so much, but at the end of the day, I think he's going to come out and choke in the big stage.
I don't know. I heard someone, I don't remember. I think might have been Kevin Clark. I might have read this. I'm not too sure. From the Ringer saying that Joe Burrow has done with the Bengals what Matthew Stafford could never do with the Lions. Like he took a team and he's carried them basically on his own shoulders to the Super Bowl. And no matter how they got there, they've gotten there. What's crazy to me is like you were talking about how you were talking with a coworker. I talked with a coworker. And it was like one of my bosses, and he talked about how he thought he was just like talking like, oh, well, this is obviously just going to be like the first of many. This is going to be like the first Super Bowl that Burrow goes to of many. Like this is like he's like, I can't wait to keep seeing how this Cincinnati team grows and develops over the next decade. Like how many more Super Bowls they're going to go to. Like look at what they're doing already. And I was just like, that blew my mind to even consider that possibility.
I hate those narratives though, because we heard that with Patrick Mahomes. Like hell, we heard it with Colin Kaepernick. There's been a lot of quarterbacks that we've heard that from. That like, oh yeah, of course they're going to be back to many of these games and whatnot, and then they don't. It's like unless you're Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, it's incredibly difficult to get back.
But those dudes are gone now.
Like so even Aaron Rodgers has struggled to do that, right?
Yeah, I agree with you, but like someone has to fill that void now.
And I get that. But to back up to where you were talking about that, the Bengals, I think, will inevitably fuck it up. I think they're more of a lucky franchise at this moment than anything. Let's not forget that their owners are incredibly shitty. They're incredibly penny pinching. And yeah, they fucked that team for decades. And like Joe Burrow is probably gonna be gone. Like he's not like I highly doubt that he's gonna be a Bengals lifer. I think at a certain point he's gonna leave to another team because the Bengals are gonna do what the Bengals do.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Joe Burrow's like the fix. He just
He
fixes all
is,
these
he is,
problems.
he is. But then once they start having to pay people and things like that,
That,
it's a
that
different
is true.
situation.
That is true. You're right about that. You
And
are right.
like case in point, look at what say a team like the Colts did with Andrew Luck.
I know. But he's probably like the best rookie quarterback or the best young quarterback we've seen since Andrew Luck is Joe Burrow. And so at this point,
And I would even say the Seahawks. Look what they've done with Russell Wilson to
it's hard.
help
It's
him.
hard. Like you said when the Chiefs were struggling early, like are they becoming the Seahawks? Like, is it just too hard to keep up that repeated sustained success? And
It is. And also I want to back up on a point you made about Matt Stafford, about how Joe Burrow is doing something Matt Stafford should have done. Let's also keep in mind, to be fair to Stafford, that was those rookie contracts hindered teams more than anything back in Stafford's day, back in the day of Stafford and Bradford.
he did, but
Whereas
he did have Calvin
it,
Johnson.
he did like yeah, but they all like that. Then they had no one else beyond that.
I don't know. I
They
think that
never had a running game. Had a
they never
shaky
did.
offensive line.
They
Never
never
had a
did.
defense.
They had a couple years
Could
that they
never
were
get free agents to go there.
they were pretty good with Jim Caldwell for like a couple seasons, and then for some reason they were just like, we're not about this guy, and they fired him, and they've never been as good since.
Yeah, and
So, I don't.
but yeah, like I said, it's a different story where it's like it is kind of a win now mentality with these rookie contracts, whereas back in the day, like those rookie contracts like killed teams. Like they had to change that system because bad teams were only getting worse because of those rookie contracts.
All right, that is true, and getting back to it with Stafford being the Ram strategy of abandoning the draft and sending all the first round picks and sending the draft picks for proven players, being that it is a copycat league. If the Rams win the Super Bowl, do you think more teams will try this same strategy?
Of course.
Do you think
It's copycat league, so
what team specifically? Do you think the Broncos would be one of these teams and they're just going to be like, all right, this is what we have to do?
To be fair, I'd say the team that started this trend was the Bucks.
They signed him though. They signed Tom Brady.
Yes, but they also acquired a lot of assets and just did a lot of financial trickery to like get into win now mode. Rams, like they've actually been doing this for a few years now, so they're just continuing to kick that can down the road. And whereas the Bucks, like they actually had some cap space and some capital to move around. Rams have just, like I said, pushed that debt down the road. So yeah, like I'd say if they win, teams will copy them, but if they lose, teams will also be like, "Up, see, it's a bad idea." Like you could, like if the Rams don't win within the next couple of years, like they could be bad for a decade afterward.
Will you be surprised if the Rams don't win this game?
No.
How do the Bengals win this game?
Like I said, Bengals are just playing with overconfidence, like they just don't know any better. Rams have been here before. A lot of them on that team have been here before. So there's pressure in that regard. There's pressure on Stafford because he's on the big stage. Like he was the piece they brought in to be the difference maker. And then guys like Odell Beckham Jr., Von Miller that they've brought in. like pressure's on them as well to perform. So I think that gets to him at the end of the day. I think Stafford chokes. I think he's the one that gives it away with turnovers. And yeah, Joe Burrow just comes out and lights it up.
So you're saying the Cincinnati Bengals win in a Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, champion 25.
Yeah.
I agree with you on the point about Matt Stafford and the turnovers. I think that for the Bengals to win this game, they'll have to be really smart, and it'll be Joe Mixon runs for like 3 yards. Joe Mixon runs for 4 yards, and people will be like, this is fucking stupid. And they'll be like, this is better than Joe Burrow taking a sack. This is better than Joe Burrow taking a sack. Trust me. And then like the line gets tired later on in the game. Then he gets some more time. Maybe he finds some of these receivers. Those linebackers for the Rams are pretty weak.
Those longer half times matter as well. Don't forget that.
True, but man, this Rams team just seems so overwhelming for that Bengals defense.
It seems that way.
They run the same type of defense the Broncos ran against them.
You've also seen the Rams completely just shit the bed this season in certain games.
Not for a while, man. Not for a
while. But like I said, like sometimes when all the expectations are on you, that gets to you, man. And if you come out and basically have the yips to start a game, it snowballs on you fast.
You don't think this could just be like a Rams blowout?
No.
I just think that it's like a bad matchup. It's the same defensive types that the Broncos are running against the Bengals, and they're not going to be able to do what they want to do. Like the Titans game, it's going to be like the Titans game. It's going to be a lot like that Titans game. That's what I think. And you think that freaking Tannehill and Stafford are going to be the same, and it's just going to be some turnovers, and that's what's going to like bring down the Rams.
Yes, sir. That's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be a choke, basically a choke by the Rams. Like that's what I'm telling you so much is it'll be more the Rams losing it than the Bengals winning it.
All right.
But if Stafford comes out and plays mistake free, I don't think Bengals have a chance.
All right. So let's get into this game a little bit more. The spread is 4. What is your pick on that? -4, Rams favored.
I've clearly already spoiled my pick. I'm going with the Bengals.
All right.
I truly do believe in the psychological aspects leading up to this game.
Tell me some prop bets in this game that you like. Who's getting MVP? You're on this Joe Burrow gets MVP train?
So basically either quarterback's going to get MVP. If Matt Stafford wins it or Joe Burrow wins it, they're going to get MVP. Unless of course there's some like freak crazy play or something like that, like Joe Mixon goes out there and gets 200 yards, like probably going to get MVP. Like Aaron Donald comes out and like magically gets like a 5 or 6 sack game, like, yeah, probably going to give him MVP. So like, yeah, there's always those outliers, but most likely it's going to be Stafford or Burrow.
First of all, I'm editing this in right now. I don't know who this imposter is, but I was expecting Cooper Kupp's biggest fan to come to this and tell me why Cooper Kupp was going to get Super Bowl MVP.
Tell me this, when's the last wide receiver to win a Super Bowl MVP? I'll look that up. You filibuster.
Deion Branch for the Patriots?
Maybe.
That's what I got. That's my guess. Deion Branch for the Patriots. It's been a while. I think he won that against the Seahawks. That is a long time ago.
Oh, Edelman.
Forgot
our boy Edelman.
See?
Just because they didn't want to give it to Brady again. But yes, Edelman was and then Santonio Holmes for the Steelers.
All right, Cooper Cup 104.5 is the over under for his receiving line on DraftKings right now. Are you going over or under?
So Edelman got 141 yards, 10 catches. Holmes got 9 catches, 131 yards, and a touchdown. So basically, like he's gonna have to get over 120 yards and a touchdown to have a chance at this. Which with him, very possible.
You don't think it could be an Odell Beckham game?
No.
Who do the Bengals have on defense, dude?
I refuse. I don't know. I can't name one Bengals defensive player. Yeah. You could have a gun to my head right now, and I couldn't tell you. Oh, that's terrible.
Well,
welcome to the football show, everyone.
His over under is 63.5 yards. This guy's obviously thinking that the freaking Matt Stafford guy's throwing a pick. I'm gonna try and see if I can put a little parlay together with Billings' little.
I could see Odell Beckham getting over 63.5.
That does not seem too high, to be honest. That's a pretty good number.
I see him getting a square 69 yards.
Wow. You think you're clever with that one or what? Like, give me a Gronkowski promotion right now with my funny 69 joke.
Nice.
This guy. The talk all week I've heard about is T. Higgins. Granted, his prop did cash in the AFC title game for over on the receiving yards. People seem really high on him. I don't really think that the Rams will try and double team Jamar Chase.
Welcome to the Hate Watchmen.
I think they might just like throw Ramsey on him a little bit, or maybe
Andrew
run
Miller,
some zone.
Chris Billings.
Because I think that's not really like they have too many good receivers. Tyler Boyd, Uzoma, like Mixon. I don't think they're gonna do that for
need to turn this off
for Jamar Chase. So I could see him having a pretty decent game as well.
South Africa. You single cover Jamar Chase, he's gonna burn you. Like, come on.
They have Jalen Rams.
Like, they're smart. Like, I don't care. Don't care.
Started. Welcome.
Don't care what cornerback's covering him. It's a 50-50 ball all the time with that guy.
Weird week in the NFL.
Let me see.
If not 75-25.
Rescheduling going on pretty much.
Like, you can't single cover him. I'm sorry.
Just watch the Raiders beat the
Don't do
Browns.
it. You'll lose the game.
Big Dick Nick Mullins was not able to pull it off, unfortunately.
Jamar Chase receiving props.
It was exciting to watch, not gonna lie.
What do we got him at?
But
this is
riveting
television.
Over 104 too, just like Cooper Cup.
For Higgins?
No, Jamar Chase.
Over 104.
Surprisingly, was more entertaining than that Bucs game. So
True.
That Bucks game was an eyesore.
All right.
Boy, Taysom
He says
Hill.
under 104.
I don't think any receivers are
No,
going to get over
it's just
100
not that
yards, to be honest.
No receivers getting over 100 yards. In this game, I was like definitely going to bet on Matt Stafford and Burrow to combine for 600 yards passing.
That I believe, but they're going to have to spread it out.
Let's see what.
They do have a lot of weapons on these teams.
They do. You're going to have to use all your weapons to win this game. So I don't like that's why I think like no individual player is going to get over 100 yards receiving.
All 10-4.
I'm doing it.
Possibly.
I'm going against Billings.
Burrow and Stafford easily could get 300 yards each
in the playoffs.
I'm doing it. You guys are here. You're witnessing this. I'm going against Billings. I'm betting the Rams -4. I'm betting Matt Stafford to win this game.
What's up, Tony?
Let's go Rams.
Let's
go.
Tony Parlay, Reyes.
-4.
They
win Joe Burrow. Going with future Tom Brady, according to Tony.
Yep. I've only been wrong 3 times. against Joe Burrow this
He was great.
postseason. Might as well
was
make it
awesome.
4. I did even
personal
pick the
victory of
Raiders
the
in that
weekend.
first game in the
Lions.
playoffs.
I think I picked the Raiders too.
Covering
Yeah.
that
Yep.
spread.
So
think
it's
I've
fitting
picked
that
it.
he probably
Like
will win
ourselves.
this and
I think
become
they
the
did
next
more
Tom
than
Brady, and I'll
cover the
pick
spread,
against him
but-
for the next 10 years
I
and
want-
lose, just like I did
I want
against
an
Brady.
apology for
Honestly,
those
if I had to watch
Clifton
Joe
Berry Coach of the
Burrow win
Year
Super Bowls for the next
conversations that were being
decade,
had
I'd be
earlier.
content with that.
That guy
That'd be
doesn't
good.
belong in that conversation.
God, dude.
He's a cool
Definitely
dude.
not gonna get coach of the year.
All right. Picks are in.
likely.
Bengals for Billings,
Yeah, I don't know
Rams
what- I
for
don't know what
Tony.
Yep, Cardinals.
This is
stock
Tony Parlay
declining
TV.
at the moment.
Riveting
going down,
gambling talk
in
and
a
riveting,
tailspinning. They're looking
riveting
like some dead
football
birdies.
analysis and breakdown.
Uh,
Anytime you guys want to join, let us
So,
know.
What else?
Anytime
Hey,
you guys want to fade
we
these
had
picks,
Packers, Ravens.
TonyParlay.com.
You hate when
Check
the
out my
Packers win, but they
amigo
did
over
win.
here, Billings
Did pull off
Space.
the
See some of
victory.
his content.
They did.
Like I said,
if you like
ended up
movies and TV,
locking a
check me
playoff
out,
for
man. I got the memes for
potentially
you.
Looking at a 1 or 2
Names,
seed.
share your
Keep
thoughts.
things going.
Tell us where we're wrong. Both of us are
They're
covering
getting that
this, so
one
one of
seed.
us
I'm pretty
is going to
sure
be
they
right
play the
in
Browns
this
like this
regards. So I
Yeah,
mean, you
so-
guys,
True.
this is the analysis you
Then
are
again,
looking
like, we don't
for.
know any
You
of
didn't
these
know that
games
you
with
needed,
COVID.
and now it's here. You're
very
welcome.
well could be
You're
the
welcome in
Packers
advance.
have
Take
You're
it.
welcome for
There you go.
this.
Take
and
my
they're out there
analysis.
playing, like,
Take
Blake
it.
Bortles
See that?
or
That's a take
something.
that you can handle
Put it
right
up.
there. Everyone, this
Oh,
has been
he
Tony
sucks.
Parlay
I'd rather have
TV.
Blake Bortles.
Have a wonderful Super
Fair
Bowl
enough.
experience.
Like,
man.
honestly,
Signing
that
off.
adds
Sayonara.